Now, before I get started on my unscripted topic that I'm about to talk about, I just want to say any content creators that I bring up, there's no ill will, bad intentions, nothing like that. I'm not throwing shade, nothing. They're just examples as well as reference points so that you yourself can go and check these things for validity. That way you're not just taking my word for it. You can go and reference these videos and then draw your own conclusions if you don't just want to take my word for it. Now, now that that's out of the way, before I get into the meat and potatoes, so to speak, of it, you don't need to pay a third party company for items in this game. With enough research, time, and effort and grinding, you can get the items in this game. It just takes your own time and effort. Like, here's the Rascal blueprint. You know, people have trouble finding it. It is findable. You just need to want to hunt. You want to play the game. I'm still missing 5 blueprints. I know what at least two, well, 3 of them are. So I know I'm missing the new extended barrel 2, which from what I'll show you in a minute, I can tell it's a very rare drop rate, even rarer than the Rascal, the smoke grenade, and the Delabra. Those are the 3 off the top of my head that I know I'm missing. And I just did the expedition. You see, I'm at 78 out of 83. I know what 3 I'm missing. I don't know what 2. They got to be something random. But also, with that said, I have blueprints from grinding and playing the game, going through, searching the containers, taking out surveyors, doing the harvester. You can find them. You don't need to pay somebody to party up with you and bring you these items. You just need to be willing to play the game and grind. So, like even weapons. You see all these bobcats? I found all these bobcats. Notice they don't have kinetic converters and fancy attachments. I found them. Found them in safety breaches, weapon containers. You can find them. You just need to go out and hunt. Tempests. I find these tempests and I spend the time to level them up, to make attachments for them. I have not crafted a single rascal. I showed you I have the blueprint. I have not crafted one because I find them in containers, in security breaches. Anvils. I have not crafted any anvils. I find them. Weapons are in abundance. You just have to go out and get them. Blueprints are there. You just have to spend the time to search. And when you're spending your time searching, you are improving your gameplay. You're learning more movement. You're learning where to search. You're bringing out components to make your life better so that you can craft. I have 328 spots. They are full because I grind the game. And I've got pretty much everything I need, and I have to manage my inventory after every raid. Every single raid, just because I don't have stash space. Am I sitting a lot of random shit that I don't need to? Of course. We all kind of hoard. But these wolf packs, I have not crafted a single wolf pack this expedition. I don't have the blueprint for these, so I found those. I have crafted these. These come in handy. I have not crafted a single Vita spray. I have found them. And just so you know, their value's gone down. They silently took the value down. My buddy Rival said I thought they used to sell for 9,000. He said they sold for 5,000. Right now they sell for 3.4. So they took the value on the Vita spray down, probably because they are very abundant, and you can get them in a fuckload of places. But everything that I've got, I went out, I hunted the Ark to get their cells for this bastard right here. Just because I may end up doing this. I'm a little shy to be able to start putting stuff into here. But what they also don't tell you, your first one for here was 200,000. Your second one's 400,000. It's double for 12 spots. And we don't know whether or not this purchase resets with the expedition. So now that that little bit's out of the way, let me get into what I actually want to talk about. Now, I get my news from watching Cloud Plays. He's very accurate, he's very detailed, he has sources that he talks with Embark. So I think of him as somebody I can rely on for my news. Now, his video this morning mentions about third-party vendors. Third-party vendors have been in the game since the beginning. Everybody who has played the game from the beginning, at least that I know of, remembers when we were getting spammed with these. Companies trying to sell you items, trying to friend up with you and get your money, capitalizing on the craze. And it took a while for Embark to get in here, fix the problem, and stop these spams from going out. And, they got applause for it. Everyone was happy that we were no longer getting bombarded by this piece of shit company. But they're a third-party vendor. They've been out there. Let's not act like these dupers who are selling you bags of Bobcats are a new thing. It's an escalation in a trend and a business model that has already existed. Companies selling you digital items for real world currency has existed for years. The one website that I might reference here, which I am going to show the website, if I scroll down far enough, they mention 16 years of service. Which means they've been doing it since 2010. And the library of games that they offer services for is fucking huge. So we can't act like this is new. It is most definitely not new. So I'm going to go to my sources as to how it isn't new. So here's YouTube. This is Tickle Me Pink. I like his humor. I used to watch his videos all the time when he posted. This is a video from December of 2025. This is a third-party company. They sponsored his video. They paid him money to go ahead and advertise their services to get your money for in-game items. Even with a 5% off discount code when you use Pink. Like I said, I like this guy. His humor was good. He just hasn't been posting. It's nothing on him that he took money to advertise. People need to make a living. But when you click on it, this is still an active site. It is still taking your money. Notice, I don't have an account. I don't support stuff like this. I won't spend my real world money for something I know I can hunt and find. given enough time and effort on my part to find. But let's look at what they do. They will sell you entire Steam Arc Raider accounts, ranging anywhere from $23 to $314. All of them at level 20, various currency and all that. So let's look. Snagging a pre-leveled Arc Raiders account means bypassing the early game scramble for scraps and diving headfirst into the high-stakes chaos of contested POIs and swarm defenses. These accounts aren't just shells. They're curated with LSI-rich setups like Arc Raiders level boost packages, safe account purchases, rare gear vaults, progression skips that pros rely on for competitive edges. Do you believe that shit? Picture logging into a profile with max skill trees. Everything's level 20. None of it's fucking maxed. We max out at 75. Even more with skill points doing the expeditions. But what do you get? Profiles from level 20, fresh starts maxed out to 50 plus elites, complete with unlocked perks like Shadow Steps, Chains, Grapple Mastery, curated gear hauls featuring high caliber weapons, explosive slugs, utility drones. Think LSI loaded kits for one-shot snipes and horde clears. This isn't Arc Raiders. We don't have factions or rep boosts. We don't have custom variants. So even this does not matter. Well, look at your requirements here. A platform to play it on, common sense. An email and a VPN to mask the origin, keeping it stealthy. If you need a VPN, you're doing something fishy. Let's see. Arc Raiders is installed and updated to the latest patch for seamless login. Specify your playstyle for a perfect match. So yeah, here on this website that is currently active, did do sponsorships for content so that they could get shout outs and get your money. They're selling Steam accounts that you can buy. You've got redeem codes. You want to spend $3.59 to get the Twitch drops because you didn't have the time to watch X amount of hours of Twitch to get that bobblehead charm? They can get it for you. Coins, you can pay for coins. Arc Raiders items. Let's see. We got modded weapons. Here's the first thing I noticed. They're at least specific. We will add you as a friend first. Please approve it and join the group. I added the. Remember, put the items we drop to you in your safe box. We are not responsible for item lost if you have not put them in safe box. Do not take any valuable items in the game. After items are in your safe box, suicide to complete transaction. So basically, load in naked, grab the shit, and get out. Heaven help you if you bought more than 3 things. Who knows if they're willing to do multiple trips or not? Who knows? You might have to talk with them about it. But another thing I noticed in red, which is a huge red flag for me, not just because of the red color. Limited time event, Arc Raiders Arsenal Overhaul. Get a free fully equipped tier 4 weapon with qualifying purchase. Kinetic ammo, horizontal grip suppressor. If you're like me and you've seen the merchant's video and you've seen the other guys that are hunting these dupers, what do their bobcats have on them? Kinetic converters, horizontal grips, a tier 3 suppressor. Red flag. And then you don't know what modded means. Does modded mean that it's got attachments on it? Did they do something to the weapon? Is it going to shoot glitter and unicorns and rubber ducks out of it? You don't know. But you can get the ultimate Bobcat for $7.88 a piece. You could get the ultimate Volcano for $7.57. Now keep in mind, unless you're coming in only buying one and you have the Safekeeper augment, you can't put this in a safe pocket. Because the Safekeeper only allows you to put one item in, and weapons do not stack. So your only smart move is to buy one, which it is dumb to spend your hard-earned money for somebody else to give you a digital item. And you have your options as to what you can pick. Do you want a basic Tempest? Under $2. Do you want an advanced Osprey? $4.89. But then you also got, your blueprints. Are you having absolute trouble finding that new Rascal? $3.85. This extended barrel 2 blueprint that I don't have, that's hard to find, $6.57. It could be in your hands. You don't know how they got it, but they'll get it to you. And they have face-to-face in-game delivery, so it's not suspicious. They take your PayPal, your credit card, your Apple Pay, your crypto, and they're making good enough money that they can have somebody to respond to you, a qualified human being, because they make sure to tell you it's staffed by humans, in under 2 minutes, 24/7, 365. If they can't deliver within the time frame, they'll give you a refund. So, at least that's pretty classy. And here's how your delivery works. Average delivery time, 10 to 30 minutes or 1 to 3 hours, depending on how rare it is. 1 to 3 hours. So, are they having somebody go out and specifically hunt for that one random blueprint? You don't know. But there is hacking software out there that will show somebody every container on the map, and when they get close enough, what items are in it. I've seen the videos. If you're like me and you watch a lot of YouTube in your free time when you're not playing the game and you're focused on Arc Raiders, you see these things. The hacking videos pop up front and center. Everything from aimbot to them being able to see your health bar, what weapon you have and what level it is, how far away you are on the map. The software out there is pretty expansive on what they can do. It's impressive. And we know that they can duplicate their items outside of the game. Because there was another guy who did an interview. Now, I can't remember the name of his channel off the top of my head, but when his videos play, he puts numbers up for giveaways. So that might help you guys narrow it down too. But he did like an anonymous interview with a hacker talking about how he can duplicate the items in his stash and how he can get away with it and how he's got all 83 blueprints on his main account that he doesn't have to worry about. So, but here, they've got 16 years of trading. Bans from face-to-face in-game trades are extremely rare because the transaction looks identical to normal player activity. They make sure to let you know that Embark's current policy focuses on cheating and account sharing, but they sell accounts, not peer-to-peer trades. But we recommend spreading larger orders across sessions, rather than receiving everything in one drop. But your trader will suggest that. So they have trained personnel to make it look less suspicious. They have the capability of responding to you quickly in under 2 minutes. And they can get you every single item in the game for your hard-earned money. Doesn't matter what it is, they can get it for you. Even the trophy display, which doesn't exist anymore. Well, it does kind of still exist. But, every weapon, all your materials, you can get an Aphelion. 10 of them for $13.75. 10 Bobcats for $16.87. Let's see, materials. What are you selling queen cores for? $1.02 a piece. So you could load up on queen cores, that way you can go and see Ermel. And go ahead and get everything all taken care of. No, this was them sponsoring his video 6 months ago. You wanna know how I know it's still an issue? A, when I'm sitting on the toilet scrolling to figure out what YouTube video I want to watch while I do my business, I see sponsorships for this type of company in my newsfeed. They pay for advertisements. And they are still paying content creators to do segments in their videos. Like I said, nothing against this guy. Another guy that I watch a lot, War Dog. What do you see? Buy blueprints, materials, coins, delivered safely in under 3 hours. And you use his code, also a 5% discount. This is today's video. It's already got 1,400 views. So there are multiple companies out there. This is a completely different company with different pricing, offering to do the same thing that these guys are. So if we want to look at, let's say, blueprints, you can go here and get all 83 blueprints, the ultra value, for $339.99. Plus, there is a delivery fee. Let's not forget that. You see right above? Super Express Delivery, $19.99. So I like to round things up. $340 for all the blueprints. $20 for shipping. And then, let's say if you're in a state that requires you to pay taxes, for this I mean, Americans, or any place out there. Let's say you need to pay taxes on what you spend on the internet. My state, I believe, is like 8%. So you got to add the online spending tax to it and other shit that may apply. So who knows? You could be close to $400. But you don't have to grind. You got all the blueprints. You got that new Rascal? You having trouble finding that blueprint? $26.99. How much was it here? We just saw it a minute ago. So, $3.85. Under $4 here, almost $27 here. These companies are out to screw you. And they don't make apologies about it. Like these guys out and out over here say, hey, if you die, sucks to be you if you didn't put it in a safe pocket. So if let's say you're one of these people that bought all them damn guns and one of these hunters gets you, well, you're out of the money. Pony up, pay for it again. We'll re-up and go again. But every blueprint that you can think of is here. And you could buy each one individually for whichever one you're missing. Looks like your standard price is pretty easy to go with. Well, like Looting Safekeeper, that's $11.99. Survivor's $7.99. Also, you can have what you can't find in the game. I can understand. People are going to make their life easier however you can. But these people are out and out screwing you. And people are spending their money to make this happen. And they are obviously making enough money from the sale of these items that they can sponsor YouTubers, buy full-blown ads on YouTube. And now look what's going on. Merchant makes a video exposing what's going on. Everybody's flocking to Asia servers, and people are getting shot dead. And the Bobcats they just spent for taken. Now, one guy that I would give extreme props to is Diggy. His video, where he was hunting these dupers, goes above anybody I've seen. He went through the time, effort, and energy to break down the weapons to their basic components and scatter them. I watched another guy link up with somebody who was already hunting dupers, and he had been doing it for a while. And you could tell in that scenario, the person who made the purchase got gunned down, and the person who brought the items didn't surrender. Because they only killed one person. They didn't really catch it in the video, but I watched it really close. They gunned down the guy on Dam, start taking the Bobcats from him, and they're still in the area, waiting for more to show up. And one solo guy shows up. It was the guy that was supposed to guide him out through the hatch to complete the transaction. He was probably coming to see what was left over on the body, because most people come in with stuff, and not everybody's going to drop their entire inventory just to take all those Bobcats. But you've had people that are hunting these people for months. You've had third-party transactions and third-party companies making money off this game pretty much since the beginning. Advertising with content creators from the beginning. And now it's become a problem. Like, now the community's in an uproar. Now duping is such a giant issue that Embark can't seem to fix with every single patch that they bring it up. You've allowed it to happen in the background. You're not going to fix the situation. They're going to keep this industry going because they're making a fuckload of money off of it. You're not going to stop it. And people are always going to reach out because it's human nature. You want things to be easy. Not everybody wants a hard life. Not everybody wants to struggle. Nobody wants to struggle. We all periodically have to. But if you have the ability to spend $10 here and there, I can understand why people do it. I personally wouldn't, especially since I would rather enjoy the game and go in and play it and see what happens. In worst case scenario, I die. I rebuild another kit. That kit that I rebuild to replace the one that I lost means a whole lot more to me than it does to somebody who bought theirs. Either by buying their account. So I'm going to leave you with this. This isn't anything new. It's been going on for quite some time. Understand, it's not going anywhere unless there are drastic changes made to the game, which would negate the in-game person-to-person trading. Which I, for one, would not really want that to happen. I enjoy dropping blueprints that I find to random people. I find it fun. I enjoy finding them for my friends who don't have the time to play like I do. And even in a worst case scenario, if I want to drop shit back to myself that I found for after the expedition, I like having the ability to do so. But at the end of the day, I'm not spending money out of my pocket outside of the initial purchase of the game, and I'm not asking people to pay me for what I do for them. Because kindness and generosity repays you when you act that way in both real life and in game. So think about it. Think about it before you pull out your credit card. Is it really worth it? Am I really getting better at the game? Am I really having more fun when I spend 340 bucks for every blueprint? Am I really enjoying myself when I'm PvPing with these bobcats that as soon as somebody hears the kinetic converter go off, you're going to have every free kid on Stella rushing you, and you're going to be dead before you can fully reheal after the first gunfight. Because remember, having the items doesn't create skill. It's using and playing the game that gets you skill. But if I'm wrong, by all means, tell me I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong that this isn't going anywhere without drastic changes that I don't feel Embark will do. So if they're okay with losing revenue, that's completely on them. And I don't feel it's something that's going to change because after all, this is a set up business model. We can take Mitch Cactus here as an example. When we go to their games, look at all the games they've got listed. These are current. I don't know about Grow a Garden. I don't know about Brain Rot. But this is active. This is active. There's still a player base here. Forza Horizon 5 and 6. You know, it's your ultimate gaming services platform. They've built an entire company around doing this. And their whole catalog is massive. As I scroll, look, you got Marvel Rivals, Clash Royale, Modern Warfare 3, Diablo 4. They've got an entire industry, an entire company dedicated around getting money from people who just don't have the time to play the game. Either A, you don't have the time, don't have the luck to find the items, whatever. Whatever reason has you cracking your wallet open and reaching out to them to have them spoon feed you what you pay for that you couldn't get for yourself, that's on you. I, for one, would not endorse doing it, and I wouldn't feel good doing it. There's no sense of accomplishment in having something handed to you. But like I said, if I'm wrong, tell me. That's really all I got to say on this. I'll catch you later.